hard getting choked up.
Yes. You can do it.
Promote the general welfare and secure the blessings of liberty upon ourselves and our posterity. Do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
So before I start talking about our club, as you know, Jeff and his brother, Tremaine, John Spindler, a lot of us have served in the military, very accomplished. I'm sorry for who I forgot, or whoever is here that served in the military. More heroes, always. Okay, so we're going to do some club stuff that we do, when we get a big gathering like this. First of all, guys, this is freaking amazing. Everybody that came. Thank you.
Oh, there's Dave.
Club members have traveled
Dave's
here
walking
from
up.
Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, everywhere.
See him now.
It's just amazing. Neighbors, friends of the Knights, neighbors, Ron Brown even. I mean, everybody that's here, it's amazing to look at this turnout. And Harry stressed and worked his butt off to get this done. And Kim, I was going to say, so to Harry and Kim, thank you for hosting.
Thank you, Harry.
Cheers. And to Lee and to all the club members that have come up and helped, and just by showing up today, it's just amazing to look out and see everybody here. And a lot of people left already, and friends have come. So it's just an amazing thing. 30 years ago, when I started going to Fort Smith, I met people like Butch Harness and his family, and I really got into customs. I've gone to a Chevy club here, but we had a Ford guy that wanted to hang out, so we started a custom club in Colorado Springs, which was sort of hard to do, right? Because Colorado Springs is street rods and Camaros and Mustangs. Sorry. Okay? So for us to start the club, it was pretty cool. We've been going to Paso Robles for years, and there's this very, very famous old car club in LA called the Lonely Kings. And these 2 or 3 old guys would show up in Paso Robles. I remember 30 years ago, right? They'd show up in Paso Robles, and I thought, man, the Lonely Kings, that's what it's about, right? So I'm talking to Chris Whittington, one of the other founders, with Shane and myself and Rick McKinney, and there's Shane back there. I'm talking to them, and I said, I really want to start a custom club. And these Lonely Kings guys are pretty badass, right? So we come home, we start thinking, and I happen to catch that movie First Night on TV. Ever seen First Night with Richard Gere? When they gather at the round table to induct Sir Lancelot, and they go to each other and say something like, brother to you I pledge my loyalty and love. I said, that's what it's about. And so we came up with Lonely Nights. And we sat there on the kitchen table, and Chris Whittington drew the flames. I came up with the idea of the coat of arms in there. Shane's family crest, that's his helmet from his family crest. So, we did the musical notes. But I said, that's what it's about. And we have that. Excuse me, when you become a grandfather, you come too big. So I look at all our friends and all our club members here and what we've accomplished. And man, I'm 63. This is 30 years. 30 years you guys have been my family and closest friends. And some of you closer than others. But, I got every one of you to thank. Some of our early members are here still. Some of our new members are here. Some of the members have moved away, and you get that when you're in a military town, right? But you always said, once a night, always a night. Okay? But I got to thank every one of you, and people like all of you have put up with my harebrained ideas. Oh, let's travel here. Oh, let's have this party. Or let's have an auction. Let's do this, right? Everybody supported these crazy ideas that we come up with, right? So, some of us have been around like I said, you know, Jeff, when we started our club, we had 4 founding members. We quickly realized we're going to have club members numbered as they join because you got to keep that record, right? So there's 4 founders. We don't have the numbers, and then we had number 5. Who's number 5? Remember? We have it written down. But my point is, there's people like Jeff, who's like number 8, and you know, Dave Carrizo is pretty early.
32.
32. Bingo. That ain't number 5 or 6. So we've been lucky. We've been.
The only one who knows your number.
Because Johnny wanted it.
Wow.
He wanted to trade me.
And, you know, we've got. Look, I don't want to point. No one is more important. No one is more important than anybody else in our club. But
Oh,
when you
wait a
get
minute, I'm the
like,
most important.
Zach Klein, who built in America's most beautiful roadster contender last year, and you know Matt Murray, who did the Buddha Sahara and does awesome work, and Jeff and Dan Hansen, who are freaking war heroes, and B. Butch Harness sitting over there. B. Butch Harness. And you know, and Dan Dolan holding down the fort in northern Colorado. You know, everybody's just as important, but I look around and I see some of these people and think, oh my God, how lucky are we to all be hanging out together, you know? And then, you know, Roy Boy over there, you know, world famous himself, right? And then, of course, you know, everybody here is so important. And it takes all kinds of people in the club. We got so many different personalities, it's crazy. Some of us are really nut jobs, and some of us try to keep those guys in control, right? So, once again, thank you guys all for being here. Thank you for supporting us for 30 freaking years. You know how hard it is to keep a group of people together for 30 years? Try it.
By the way, number 5 was Claros, who is deceased.
Oh yeah, number 5 was Keith Claros, who is deceased now.
Oh, yeah, what number am I?
Yeah. Oh, you got kicked out.
Nobody told me.
Your number is R2D2. That's why you're here.
That's not,
Wants to not know you.
he's
You guys
number
gotta vote on it.
He's number R2D2.
Throw a jump.
Don't worry. Once a night, always a night.
Oh yeah, C3PO, that's what it is. So, one of you guys, some of you guys know, I take a little liberty when you get inducted into the club. I sort of assign you a nickname sometimes. Sometimes, you know, you don't get one. Sometimes you get a nickname. But say hi to Peaches, everybody.
Tell me that story. I want to hear.
Another story? Okay, real quick. Matt Murray. Who wants to hear the story?
I think Matt Boyd does.
So, Matt Murray, right? We went to a car show in Kansas, and there was a young lady that showed up with just jars of homemade moonshine.
It was delicious.
In the can jars, the whole real thing, right? And one whole case was made of peaches, real peaches. And we indulged really well that night. And the next day, we're driving home, and we're in a big group caravan, 10 cars, whatever. And, you know, maybe you ladies don't understand this. Well, first, let me tell you, the truck stop we stopped at had opposing restrooms, big restrooms, but on this side of the hallway was the ladies, this side was the guys. When you open the doors at the same time, you can hear the other conversations, right? Well, you ladies don't know this, but when you're a guy, the unspoken rule is you're at a urinal, you don't look next door, there's guys next to you, you don't speak, right? So we're all lined up doing our thing, and Matt Murray says, "My pee smells like peaches." Just then, the doors open, and you hear all the girls in their bathroom giggling away. So that's why Matt Murray's nickname is Peaches. Okay? So, it was on his jacket.
It was fine to get sewn into a jacket.
So anyway, he's been a real good sport about it. But, so that's just part of, like I said, 30 years, half my life. You guys, so, one of the things, you know, our club has never had official officers. We've never had dues due. because we knew from past experience that that's what causes problems in clubs, politics and money, right? But sometimes you need a little money. So when we did our car show years ago, we had a little money left over. We put it in a fund that Rob manages, and we recently, in the last few years, have found out we send a lot of funeral flowers. It's just happening. We're all getting older. We all have families. Like I said, we're a family, you know. And if somebody passes, we've sent funeral flowers on behalf of the club. That's all our money has gone to. Unfortunately, we've had a lot of funerals, and we're a little broke as a club. I mean, we all got money. I know I can call Jeff and Harry and Tremaine, anybody, and say, hey guys, I need $20 from each of you because we gotta send flowers, okay? And they all step up. Everybody steps up. But it's nice to have a little bit of cushion in the bank, so we came up with the hairbanning idea. Let's have an auction at our 30th to get some club funds, right? And it's exploded. We had 4 or 5 items, and everybody's donating cool stuff. Some famous artists in the car world, some famous local guys that have some cool stuff. We're going to auction off here in a few minutes, okay? Just to build a little bit of money in our funds. Once again, thanking Kim and Harry. It wasn't cheap to put this on, right? Thankful Lee, wherever Lee is. Lee bought patches as a gift to the club, right? Thanks, Lee. Robin and Tremaine said, hey, we need porta potties. Because we got some heavy hitters in this club. Robin and Tremaine bought some paid for the porta potties, right? Everybody that got together to help plan this, you know, has put in some effort to this. So I, once again, greatly appreciate it. I hope if I'm forgetting you or anything I said, please, I'm sorry. Look at April. April's been busting around sitting behind that hot table all day, selling stuff, hawking her wares, getting the t-shirts organized, right?
Hey, those are my words.
Hawking John's wares, yeah. Oh, and don't forget Travis Cannon, who informed me that his whole vehicle was taken up with t-shirts so he could bring lawn chairs to sit on. Sacrifices. So Travis brought them from Kansas. So t-shirts too, another idea to just try to raise a little bit of funds and to commemorate the 30-year occasion, okay? Because, honest to God, guys, when 35 comes around, I don't know if I'll be here. But I've had this experience with all of you, so it's been pretty amazing. So right now we're going to take care of a little bit of club business because this is how we do things. In the lonely nights, we get people all the time express interest in joining our club. We also discover or meet people that we think would be great members of our club. So we have a process and where they're a pledge for 6 months, a year, some people even longer, some people a little shorter, but they're pledges, okay? We have 3 current pledges right now, and I am confident enough, and I might be wrong, and when I'm wrong, I apologize, I'm sorry, but the 3 pledges that we want to induct today, I feel that we don't need to do a club vote on. I'm pretty correct, I believe, right? So, that being said, I want to talk about 3 people that we're inducting in the club today. For us, now they've been hanging out with us for a while, now they're officially part of our family, okay? I do want to mention one thing. One of the pledges, his sponsor, someone sponsors you in the club as a pledge. They're responsible for pretty much telling you if you're screwing up, or if you're not doing this, or you're not doing that. And when you join a club, you get like the drag plaque, which for us is holy. You don't have a drag plaque. You can wear a nice t-shirt, but you can't have your drag plaque or your club jacket till you're a pledge. I ordered 6 jackets. They were on back order for a while. We got them in the other day. I called my embroiderer and he says, oh, my wife's taking me away for my anniversary trip, so I cannot get them done on time. So I apologize. I got jackets for 6 people that are not going to be done for about another week. Good thing is Butch tried a second jacket on he ordered and it's the wrong style. So now we got to return this week with the right style. So I apologize. We'll ship them to you, or some of you will see in Kansas. Some of you are local, you'll get them. But I apologize for that, okay? That being said, Randy, come on up, buddy.
Da da da.
Everybody, this is Randy Stacy. Randy and I worked together at the county for many, many years. It wasn't until I retired that I said, okay, Randy, you're a car guy. Come meet some of us guys. And he's really, him and his wife have been pledged for over a year to hang out. Randy has that neat little Chevy pickup over there. He's a man of many talents. Unfortunately, comedy is not one of them. Okay? But his wife is sick today. But
She did make the chocolate stuff and
She's sick of Randy.
so I want to welcome Randy with all your help as an official member of our brotherhood.
yes, I am pretty cool.
Coconut bra, I heard.
So Dan introduced me a few years back to his neighbor up in Vale, and I thought, man, he's a pretty cool guy. You know, he's a war hero from Sweden. He lives by Dan. He's his neighbor. He's a car guy. He's got the coolest vintage camper, and he's been hanging out for a couple of years. And Dan last year had asked if he could be his pledge. So I will turn it over from here.
The only person ever pledged to the club in 21 years of my existence here as a Lonely Knight. Bella, come on up, buddy. Bella. Got a 60 Chrysler station wagon. He pulls this vintage camper, and we've been neighbors for a while. Every time I go to his house, we're only like 100 yards away. Sometimes I make it back. Sometimes I. But he was Swedish Special Forces, my buddy. And I painted it, by the way.
What is that? Special
It
treatment.
doesn't happen often.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome.
Welcome to the club, fella.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys.
Does this make me want to be a club member?
If I miss anyone, thank you all.
You did a great job.
So the next guy is one of those guys I just couldn't believe come up to me and said, I would love to be a member of your club. How do I go about that? And I just couldn't believe it. Good guy, came all the way from Dallas to be with us today. Comes all the way from Dallas to be with us pretty much wherever we're at. Met him in Oklahoma. We've traveled, we've been in California together. He hangs out with us. Just a good guy. Asked me, I love what you guys do. And believe me, with what he has done in the car world, he could join many clubs. He's like, you know, a lot of you guys, right? So when he came up to me and said, hey, how do I become a member, I was just blown away, okay? So a lot of you don't know him, but if you get a chance, sit down and talk to this guy. But he's been a pledge, official pledge for only about 6-7 months. But he has been hanging out with us for about 2 years at least. So, Mark Stewart, where's Mark?
Fix a mean tortilla.
Sweet tortilla.
That's the first time I met was at the tortilla stand.
There you go. Okay, thank you, brother. So one more thing, like I said, when we pledge someone, we like that person has been hanging out with us already, so we know the sort of type of guy we want. And a couple guys came up to me today and said, hey, I'd like to talk to you about something. There's someone here that I think that we'd like to pledge to the club. He's been a great guy, and I said, you don't have to convince me. I'm totally on board. We've already talked about this with a few of our members already. But these guys came to me today and said, can we do it today? And according to our criteria, Yes, absolutely. So John and Zach, where are you guys? John Spindler, Zach? Come up, go say something.
Oh, I don't know. I'll start, but speech competition, we all lost to Rich. Rich is good at it. Yeah. So Randy Martinez. This is Randy right over here. And,
Randy!
yeah, you don't have to come up here. You just stand up.
Big Randy, not little Randy.
Yeah. Anyway, I first met Randy at Hot Rod Dirt Drags, and that ended with COVID, so it was probably a couple years before it ended. So he's been around a long time, but he's kind of a quiet guy, but instantly you feel like he's a good friend. Yep, and great American. I took him around tonight because, well, first I asked him, like, are you I haven't been around as much this last summer, right? I got other hobbies, I know, sorry.
Yeah, you don't have to have other friends.
I know. Sorry, but this is my rock, all right? This love you guys for sure. So, anyway, Randy's like no, but I think that'd be awesome. I'd love to be, you know. And I'm like, start taking around, introduce the people, and everyone's like, yeah, I know Randy. I know Randy. Well, it ends up most people already know him, and he's been done some work with Zach. He's done a lot of stuff with Harry. Harry's a lot more connected to the club than I even realized, but we just want to, do you have anything to say?
I think just as a family guy, you know, he loves the kids. My kids, you see them, they're all over the place. They love when Randy comes over, like a monster, you know. Just good kid, genuine, big heart.
He drives all the way from Gunnison, the bird here, and he's at everything. You know, he's at everything. As he's posted, he's all over the place. So he's a hardcore road trip guy, which is what we love to do. That's what we're about.
That's
so,
the Suburban behind you guys.
And to say something more about the family, you know, when we first started this club, we were all young guys, and we thought we were badasses in our cuffed blue jeans, and we had hair and stuff like that. And you quickly realize we quickly learned that it's not just us guys. We started getting wives and families. So family is the most important. It took all of us to get to this age to realize that, right? Randy said something to me last night that just proves the point. Randy lives in Gunnison. I said, you know, Randy, they have the business you do, they have that here in Colorado Springs. And Randy says, yeah, I know, but my mom lives in Gunnison.
Yeah.
Enough said.
That's
it, buddy.
Like I said, when you become a grandpa, you become a big old baby. So I apologize.
And besides, Randy brings his own motel to every party he comes to.
So now, our three pledges are actual members. So now we have a new pledge. Thank God Randy's staying here tonight because he has to clean up tonight. That takes time.
Who's got the coconut bra?
Another good story.
Harry speech.
Maybe Zach.
Another good story.
Yeah.
Are you wanting to hear the coconut
story?
Yeah, speech from Harry.
Quick story. We used to have a guy pledge thing. We made him wear a coconut bra and a grass skirt, right? And help park cars at a car show. So when Harry became a pledge, we're at the Denver Convention Center, an indoor show, big show. And we all go across the street to a high-end steak house, and there's probably about 20 of us. And Harry was a pledge, and Harry stands up with his American Express card and pays the whole bill. And he says, I ain't wearing no freaking grass skirt. So he bought everybody steak dinner. We said, you're good. But anyway, okay guys, so we're gonna have a little amateur auction, try to have fun with it. Like I said, a lot of really neat stuff got donated, and we didn't expect this much. So we're gonna go through it real quick. When you want an auction, when you win an auction, my wife's gonna write down your name, and then it's up to you to come up and take care of that before you leave, whether you're gonna have to send Venmo or if you're like Ray over there's got a lot of money in his pocket. Okay, so but if you guys want to,